Do you want to fact-check the real story of the famous music composer and conductor, Leonard Bernstein, comparing it to his biographical film, or how he handled his relationship with his loving wife, Felicia Montealegre? Come along, and we'll run down the accuracies and inaccuracies in the movie. On November 14, 1943, Leonard Bernstein made a breakthrough in his career by stepping in as a last-minute conductor at Carnegie Hall for the New York Philharmonic. He impressed the audience with his talent and passion, leading to a surge in recognition and success. Despite what the film implies, Bernstein was not completely unprepared when he took the stage. As an assistant conductor, he had to know the scores for the current season in case he was needed unexpectedly. Although there was no orchestra rehearsal that day, Bernstein managed to find time to visit the principal conductor, Bruno Walter, who was sick with the flu, for some coaching before his performance. The film begins with a phone call for Bernstein, marking the start of his successful career and the beginning of his fame. So, is it true Leonard made his auspicious debut for the New York Philharmonic at a last-minute call? Yes. Leonard Bernstein and Felicia Montealegre's meeting at a party in 1946 is confirmed by a Maestro fact-check. Their relationship had a turbulent start, evident from their letters. Bernstein's sudden departure for London without bidding farewell deeply wounded Felicia, as expressed in her heartfelt letter. Despite understanding his busy and confused state, she yearned for him to remember her existence without constant reminders. These emotional struggles stemmed from Bernstein's demanding career and frequent absences, which the movie likely exaggerates to emphasize the complexity of their bond. However, the film remains true to the real-life ups and downs of their early romance, adding a touch of drama while capturing the essence of their challenges. So, is it true Leonard met Felicia at a party and both felt attracted to each other? Yes. Bernstein engaged in relationships with both men and women while married to Felicia, with an agreement to respect her wishes and maintain discretion. However, as his affairs became more public, tensions arose leading to their separation. This conflict is depicted in a poignant scene in the movie, where a heated argument between the couple unfolds as a giant Snoopy balloon drifts by during a Thanksgiving parade. So, is it true Felicia had no idea about Leonard's sexuality in the beginning? No. In a heartfelt moment in the movie, Maya Hawke's character Jamie Bernstein shares a touching scene with Cooper, discussing his sexuality. Leonard Bernstein then takes his daughter aside to reassure her that the rumors circulating about him are false. The real Jamie documented in her memoir about hearing her father's wild youth, which included his alleged relationships with other men. Jamie decided to confide in her mother about these stories, only to have her father pull her aside one evening to assure her that the rumors were false. As Jamie collaborated with Cooper on the film, she couldn't help but wonder if her mother had influenced her father's denial. Cooper skillfully incorporated this speculation into the narrative, creating a compelling storyline. So, is it true Jamie heard about her father's sexuality and Leonard denied the rumors? Yes. The film about Leonard Bernstein's life will likely portray significant moments in his relationship with Felicia Montealegre, such as their initial engagement in 1947, the breakup caused by Felicia's involvement with actor Richard Hart, and their eventual reconciliation leading to a second engagement and marriage in 1951. The movie may include scenes of Richard Hart visiting Felicia in her Broadway dressing room, highlighting the romantic dynamics and emotional complexities of Felicia's life before committing to Bernstein again. While the events are based on real-life incidents, the film may condense or fictionalize certain details to enhance the narrative clarity and emotional impact, aiming to depict the evolving relationship between Bernstein and Montealegre amidst personal and professional challenges. So, is it true Felicia broke her engagement with Leonard? Yes. Bernstein's romantic entanglements are a central focus in Maestro, with particular emphasis on his connection with San Francisco music director Tom Cawthron, who played a significant role in his Norton lectures at Harvard. Cawthron's relationship with Bernstein went beyond professional, causing tension within Bernstein's family and putting strain on his marriage. Monte Allegra, Bernstein's wife, felt sidelined by Catherine, who seemed to take over as Bernstein's closest companion. Despite moving to California with Catherine, Bernstein eventually returned to Monte Allegra, ending their romantic involvement. Bernstein and Catherine remained friends until Catherine's death from AIDS in 1987, with Bernstein passing away 3 years later. So, is it true Leonard had an intimate relationship with Tom Catherine? Yes. Bernstein's time in California with Catherine was short-lived, lasting barely a year before he returned to Monte Allegra. Unfortunately, around this time, Monte Allegra was diagnosed with lung cancer, a battle she ultimately lost. Despite Bernstein's past infidelity, he stood by Monte Allegra's side as her condition deteriorated, even sacrificing concerts to be with her. Nearly a year after her diagnosis, Monte Allegra passed away at the age of 56 in 1978. While smoking likely played a role in her cancer, Jamie Bernstein couldn't help but feel that their troubled marriage also contributed to her untimely death. Although Leonard Bernstein lived for another 12 years, the weight of guilt remained with him. Their relationship, as depicted in Maestro, was complex but undeniably rooted in love. So, is it true Leonard left Tom Catherine and went back to Felicia at the verge of her cancer? Yes. In a private moment, Bernstein reflects on a harrowing incident during his school days at the Curtis Institute of Music. A jealous fellow student planned to shoot Bernstein, but it was later revealed that the gunman also targeted Randall Thompson and Fritz Reiner, who were mentors to Bernstein at Curtis. Fortunately, law enforcement intervened and apprehended the gun-wielding student before any harm was done. This incident made Bernstein realize the extent of the animosity some of his peers held towards him. Despite feeling isolated before, he found comfort in the support of new friends who rallied around him after the near-death experience. So, is it true an armed student tried to shoot Leonard? Yes. Bernstein was known for keeping his sexuality a secret, but he made the conscious decision to openly embrace his Jewish heritage. This decision was seen by some as a potential risk to his career, especially during a time when anti-Semitism was still prevalent. Even his mentor, Kausavitsky, suggested that he change his surname to avoid any discrimination. However, Bernstein ultimately chose to remain true to himself and his Jewish roots, and it turned out that his heritage did not hinder his success. In a similar vein, Bernstein's wife, Monte Allegra, also embraced Judaism later in life, despite being raised Catholic. So, is it true that Leonard Bernstein didn't hide his Jewish identity? Yes. The film Maestro focuses primarily on Bernstein's personal life and the dynamics of his relationships, particularly with Monte Allegra. However, there is no indication that Bernstein is willing to give up his relationships with men for her. Notably, the film does not delve into his therapy sessions with Marketa Morris, which played a significant role in his attempt to reconcile his sexuality with societal expectations. Bernstein initially believed that his attraction to men could be cured, reflecting the prevailing misconceptions about sexuality during that time. Despite marrying Monte Allegra, who was aware of his bisexuality, Bernstein's ongoing therapy and internal struggles were a crucial but overlooked part of his journey. So, is it true Leonard Bernstein didn't want to give up his bisexuality? No. In this in-depth fact-checking of the Maestro, we have tested that the key plots of Leonard Bernstein's life are true, such as meeting with Facilia, their engagement breakup, his intimate involvement with a music director, and a dozen other men. However, some aspects were not factually true, like Felicia's initial unawareness about his sexuality or Leonard's reluctance to give up his relationships with men. These plots were changed just to keep up the dramatic narrative in the film. That's all for this video examining the facts and fiction of the Maestro movie. What was the most enjoyable part of it for you? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more true story content exploring the difference between movies and reality.